Roll call.
Hector Treviño,
Here.
Mario Guajardo,
Here.
Isaac Smith,
Here.
Alma Caso, Bobby Carrillo, Ben Cantu,
Here.
Rudy Beltran,
Here.
Hernan Figueroa, Erica Sharafa.
The members that are
I-
not here.
I make a motion that we excuse the members that are not present.
Did I get a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Members are excused. Number two, administrative, letter A, approval of minutes of May 4th, 2022, regular called meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Have a motion.
I second.
Got a second. All those in favor? Approving the minutes?
Aye.
Motion carries. Letter B, status report for the summer recreation, athletics, aquatics, after-school programs.
Good evening, Roy
How you doing,
Hinojosa, athletic supervisor. I'm going to touch base on the youth football camp that we have going on this summer and the soccer camps. Football camp one started June 6th and then it's June 30th. It runs Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It was $30 and it's the whole month. We do have head coach Mark Gomez. He's a Southwestern University football player. He played for Vela High School. The kids are really taking to him. We still have slots open, but first week's already done. The soccer camp, that one's being held in the evenings. It started June 6th and ends June 29th. That one is only Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. That one's only $20 because we only hosted 2 days out of the week. And Camp 1 reached capacity within the first week of being registration being open. All these camps are being held at our Pharr North Sportsplex. It's our indoor-outdoor facility. At the outdoor facility, it's an outdoor turf field. The kids really seem to love it. Parents as well, because they don't have to get dirty with dirt or anything like that. So we're currently registering for Camps 2. Soccer Camp 2 is already maxed out. So we already reached capacity on that one. Football Camp 2, we're still currently registering if you guys have nephews, nieces, or anybody that wants to come try it out from ages 5 to 11. And we also have our kickball camp that we're currently registering that starts in July. Do you have any questions for the camps?
When you say soccer camp 2 or football camp 2, does that mean that the ones are already over and done with, or?
Camp 1 just the month of June,
Okay.
and then Camp 2 it's all the ones in July. We actually have only 2 people that are registered for Camps 1 and 2, so we have about 98% of different kids from Camps 1 to Camp 2. So the majority of the kids that are in Camp 1 are not going to be in Camp 2. So it's pretty great to see how diverse, we were able to get 80 different kids out there for soccer camps,
When you say that we're up to capacity, what is the number that?
So we maxed it out at 40. We have 40 slots. If we had, that's the number we felt comfortable with the coaches that we have. We currently have 3 to 4 coaches, so it's about 10 kids per coach. Optimal, you want to kind of have the more kids, more coaches, because the more coaches you have, the better you'll be able to instruct them. So anything, when you go over 10 kids per coach, it's going to be really, really hard to get everybody's attention span, especially when you're dealing with 5-year-olds all the way to 11-year-olds, because those 5 to 8-year-olds, which the majority of the camp is between the ages of 5 and 8, it's really hard to get their attention span for more than an hour. So that's why we felt comfortable with the number 40. Obviously, the more staff we have are available, we would actually open it up to. In the past, we've had up to 60, but we would have 6 coaches out there with them. So right now we have 4 coaches, so we have 40 kids. And then for Jennifer Martinez is not here, but I'll be saying her. She was a athletic supervisor that was in charge of our baseball program and softball program. So we currently have baseball and softball. We have 7 all-star baseball teams and 5 softball teams. I don't know if you all have Facebook or social media. Some of our all-star teams are doing really, really well. We will be hosting all all-star tournaments the whole month of June. So these are all kind of like invitationals, so they're practice for sectionals and regionals. I do believe, I want to say, we are hosting one regional tournament, but I think it's for the older kids. And then we are currently registering for our volleyball and softball camps that will be held at Kennedy Middle School. So they'll be running simultaneous. Softball will be on the softball field, and the volleyball camps will be indoors in the gym.
Do we know where the sectional and regionals will be for the other levels?
They haven't released that info, to my knowledge, but it's Harlingen is one of them. McAllen is also another one.
Okay.
And then obviously, the further you advance, the further upstate you go. So, and then
Okay.
leading all the way up to the World Series.
One more question on the All-Stars. How many All-Stars do we have? Is it one per level, or we have an A team and a B team, or?
So for the 6U, we do have 3 teams, and then for 8U, 10U, and 12U, have 1. The younger the division, the more kids we actually have. So we have up to 15 teams in one. For instance, like in the 6U, well, obviously you want to make more teams because that's more kids that deserve the opportunity to go out there and play. But in the 12U, you might have 3 teams, so we would just make one team for that age group.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Sarah Guerra, Recreation Supervisor. So we just started our summer all-day camp. We have about 110 kids registered. It's an 8 to 5. They drop off between about 7:30, and we go all the way up to 5:30 is the latest that we probably stay for them to get picked up. We have maybe on a daily base about 85 to 90 showing up on a daily base. That's not including the ones that we have registered just for that 1 or 2 classes that they normally come back for. On that, we have about 50 kids that go just for that 1 class and leave. They do get breakfast and lunch provided by the district. We have them go and we have them get breakfast and lunch, and pretty much so it's nice for them, for us to be full with kids like that. Our theater program is going on as well. We have about 40 kids, 45, and that one is being held at PSJ North. This year they will be doing the show, the Matilda. So that one will be August 11th, 12th, and 13th. Those are the show nights.
I'm sorry, can kids still join that?
Yes, the theater we still are accepting for theater. I know they already had auditions this past week, and this coming week as well will be the callbacks. So other than that, but we still are registering for that.
What were the dates on that again?
For the show dates, it's the 11th, 12th, and 13th. The side button. Side button. Any questions on that?
Not on the theater, but where's those summer programs? Are they being held?
They're at the Pepe Salinas. We're using all 4. We're using the meeting, the conference, small, and the large hall. So in every room, we have different types of activities going. We still have pickleball on the same days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4:30 to 7. Fridays, we have beginners class. Saturdays and Sundays, it's open play. And they're still registering online with a pickleball scheduler. It works out great for them to schedule their set time. We did have a pickleball camp. That one has maybe about 8 to 10 registered. It's on the south side of DRC. They're trying to get a little bit of more kids to go out there and play. But that one's $20. So we have 2 sessions for that. It's the month of June and the month of July. And that's it for me. Any questions on that? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Adam Diaz. I'm the division head / aquatics person here. At the Pharr Aquatic Center, which is the water park, we have close to 650 lap swimmers that we have monthly. At the Unitatorium, we have roughly 560 lap swimmers per month. Both pools have been used quite a bit. We also did for the month of May. We teamed up with PSJ, and we did a whole month of May with special needs kids. They came and they used our water park. We turned on the slides. We did the the buckets. We tried out the buckets, and it was a huge success. I spoke to the gentleman that's in charge of it. His name's Hampton, and we set up the dates for them. And pretty much, I think we had nine campuses that came in, roughly 80 kids. And it was awesome because it's just them. It was just small groups, and they rode the slides. They had just a great time. I know they hadn't done that in many years, and so that was one of the things that I wanted to bring back. I was here, when we first opened up. When I came back, I said, "Hey, what about the kids with special needs?" And well, we haven't done that in years. I said, "Well, that's something that we really want to team up with the PSG," and we did, and it was a huge success. And right now we're doing a thing in the month of June with the I'm not sure what school it is, but they're coming on Wednesdays, and they're using the pool pretty much from 11 to 1. While we're vacuuming the swim pools, they have like roughly 9 kids coming up and using the pools. And again, it's just kids with special needs with PSJ, and so we're really excited about that. And well, I'm excited about it.
Are you gonna be doing it again? Special needs?
Yes. Well, I mean, I know it's something that a group came in wanting, a day for that, but that's something that I think we have to kind of, meet and discuss and all that good stuff. But that's something that I really want to do. So I would say yes, but again, I would have to speak to Sergio and Isaac and get it approved and all that stuff too. We do have a TAF swim team this year. I know it's been 3 years since we've had a team. In a little while, I'll talk about the swim meet that we had, but we have roughly 100 participants, 100 swimmers, and we are practicing at the new Unitatorium. We did really good. I guess I can mention it right now. So we had a swim meet on Saturday, and it was supposed to be. It was a first meet, and usually the first meet you have 4 teams, 5 teams, but we had 10 teams, and we got 4th place. So we were really excited. We have new coaches. They're high school kids that want to be, high school coach, swim, in the swim club and stuff like that. And so they're really excited. And so, yeah. And so we're also hosting a regional meet that's going to be June 8th and 9th that we're getting ready for. It was originally McAllen's, but McAllen had some, they're fixing up their swimming pools. And so they asked us to host. And so we're excited about that too. So that'll be in July. And so I'll report that in July. Public swim. Public swim is when we allow people to come in, for the public to use our slides and whatnot. And we had June 4th was our opening day. We had a DJ. We had a huge party. It was huge. We had on the weekends where our max is 1,500. Well, it's 1,200, and we've been maxing out at 1,200 every single on the weekends. Throughout the week, we've been roughing 500 to 600 people. It's been busy. We've been really busy, and so there's a picture of the people in the lazy river and the buckets. We've got the buckets working this year. They haven't worked in, I don't know, 8-9 years, and we got them going, and so they're working nice. We do open on Saturdays. It's 1 to 8, and on the weekends it's 12:30 to 5:30. We're also doing swim lessons in the mornings. We have classes pretty much from 8 to 11. They're each class is 45 minutes long. We have them in the morning and the evening. The evening time is from 6 to 8. Oh, it says 50, but it's 45. But it's okay. We have roughly 175 kids, kids and adults participating in our swim lessons. We do have this one does end tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day, so we'll have registration on the 16th, and registration opens at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can do it online or in person.
What's the age group?
We go from 3 months to there is no age. Yeah. But we do start them at 3 months.
The cost?
The cost is $30 for 8 days. So the swim lesson goes from Monday through Thursday for the first week, and then Monday through Thursday for the last week. And tomorrow, so tomorrow is the last day. So we give them a little treat and we open up the water park for them. We turn on the slides, we turn on the buckets, and that's kind of their, hey, last day, have, fun for 45 minutes. And so, yeah, so that's tomorrow. So it's a good, cool thing that no one else does, just the city of Pharr. We also opened up Jones Box Splash Pad Park pad the same day, June 4th. June 4th was a very busy day. That's a picture of the splash pad, and it's been used quite a bit. There's a lot of people going. We put some benches, and it's been used every single day ever since we opened up. And it's a nice splash pad. It's got a lot of nice features. We do have we had a couple of Army Reserve people come in to do some training. You see the picture on the left. So they came in saying that they had someone, they were trying to rescue somebody. They had a drowning. And so now they're coming in to do special training. They come in geared up and they're jumping off our 3-meter board, and they come in and they, do rescue skills and all that stuff. And so, again, this is all June 4th. This is all opening day when we were opening up. So we were up really early for this stuff. And I think that's one thing that I enjoy, is that we're using the entire park the entire time. We're really happy with that training. We also have adult Zumba, and that's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and that's $20. And right now we have 38 participants, and they use the lazy river, and they're just out there doing Zumba. Oh, that's not me. And yeah, any questions?
I have on the special needs, and
Mhm.
I know Mr. Hampton Huddleston was in charge of it, and including the schools and stuff. I know that there was a board member that also went to go see. My question was there anyone from central office that went to go see? And the reason I bring it up is because they were giving him a hard time as to why that facility, why not the pool at the PSJ High or the one at PSJ Memorial.
Right.
And we wanted them to come and see. That's why we invited the board member, so they can see why we want to use that facility. I mean, and it's perfect, like you said. Lifeguards, plenty of safety. I know that most of each kid had their own teacher with them
Yes.
in the water, so it was like double supervision. But that was my only question. Was there anyone
Yeah.
from central office that ended up?
I don't think they did, but I think that was their concern was, well, how are your lifeguards? And they saw how we were stationed, and they were like, wow, this is awesome.
Yes.
Why didn't we do this? And so that I mean, to us, it's a good thing. Again, the pools are being used, and the kids are having a great time. So it's a win-win for
No,
it's a win-win for
absolutely.
us.
Oh,
Any
that
questions?
was it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name's Hannah. I'm the new urban ecologist. If you don't recognize me from last time, it's nice to see you all. So I've had a couple of things going on in my first month here. It's obviously things are ramping up with vaccinations and everything's open full force. So I'm like, whoa, it's pretty hard to follow up Adam in the summertime, I'm assuming, because he's the water guy. But in the month of May, I had one pretty busy week, and I was contacted by Mr. Walker from the Picasso Vanguard Academy, right nearby the Pharr Vanguard Academy Nature and Birding Center. And he had been organizing a nature night through their school, and asked me to kind of help with coordination and just to be there representing the city of Pharr. He also invited our Pharr librarians out there as well. But he has interest in making it a yearly event. That first photo up there to your, I think, left was a presentation by Fragile Planet from Los Fresnos. They brought out some really cool exotic animals. I have chickens at home, and they brought like those fancy chickens, and I was super excited about that. But he invited a bunch of nature-oriented organizations like Texas Parks and Wildlife. He had Border Patrol come out with like a horse to show people, and he was like, "That's the first time I've seen you smile all night. That's so cool." And I was like petting the horse. But there was also Texas Children in Nature Network, animal control to demonstrate the importance of their jobs and talk about what they do. So it was a really cool event. We had, I think, a little over 200 people show up over the span of 2 hours, largely Picasso Vanguard students, but it was super cool. And he has interest in making it a yearly event. So maybe next spring we can get a little bit more involvement, a little bit more planning ahead of time. Again, I had just come in, so I was like, oh, cool, I'll be a part of it. I don't know how much I can help, but I'll be there. So that was one thing that happened. That was Friday, May 20th. The very next day, we were already hosting a movie night organized 99% by Able. So there's this really cool, the National Parks Trust had this really cool idea to designate the third weekend in May Kids to Parks Day, and they're trying to make it a national thing. They've got quite a good handful of states involved, but you can register a Kids to Parks event online. So we registered the movie night online, advertised as a Kids to Parks Day event. It was advertised on our Facebook page, and there was obviously the movie. We had really fun yard games like cornhole, tossing the ring around, a game called Backyard Bass from TPWD where you like catch plastic fish. It's always a lot of fun, and there was popcorn. So that's kind of what I was doing in May, running around a little bit. Do you guys have any questions regarding these two events? They're really fun. Okay.
Is there any events coming up for June and July?
Not related to these two, but I do have a program coming up that I'll talk about.
Great.
Okay. Awesome. So lo and behold, there it is. So I do have a few night hikes coming up over the summer. There's one coming up this Saturday, June 18th. It is completely full. It's a free event, but it is ticketed. So if anyone's interested in coming, they do have to stop by Parks and Rec. It's a limit of 5 tickets per family. I have 60 tickets available for each date, and I've already given away all of them for this week, which is really cool. But we're going to be doing a number of things. So at the Picasso Nature Night, I noticed some really cool nighttime wildlife coming out. Everybody wants to see what's going on at night. Especially in summertime, we're just a little bit more awake at that time when it's cooler. So we'll have flashlights. We're going to have UV lights. It's a little bit intimidating to some people because we're going to be looking for things like scorpions, but you don't get to see those things. And I'm there to be like, hey, this is a safe space to look at these things and see some really cool stuff you don't normally see. And then I also have these bat boxes, which basically can register the bat sonar that they use to echolocate. So we'll be kind of going on a little night hike this Saturday. July 8th, July 22nd, and August 13th are the upcoming dates. We still have plenty of tickets available. They are already starting to go for July 8th, though. So if you or anyone are interested, stop by to grab them. One more thing that we are doing on these night hikes is near the end of the hike, we're going to do something called mothing. It's very nerdy, but it's really fun. You basically set up a white UV reactive sheet. You shine a UV light on it, and it attracts moths and bugs and really cool things that, again, you don't normally see. So it's a really nice, fun event to kind of engage people in nature in a way that they're not normally used to. I know that there's a lot of hesitation, especially as we kind of remove ourselves by generation more from being in the outdoors. But again, the nature park's a really great place to do this. It's very manicured. The trail is well maintained. So that's what we got coming up. Any questions about this? Awesome. So something else that I've taken over from the previous urban ecologist was there was a grant offered by the National Wildlife Federation, and it's essentially a habitat restoration grant. So money to put in native pollinator plants and support butterflies, bees, dragonflies, hummingbirds, things like that. And there were 7 sites proposed prior to my arrival with the city of Pharr. And out of those 7, I have 5 of them approved, and they're listed up there. So Dr. William Long City School Park, there's going to be a small section of that park that we're going to turn into native wildlife habitat. And that one is, please correct me if I'm wrong. I know the William and William parks, they get mixed up in my head, but I believe that one's next to the elementary school with the native habitat already. So the location of that habitat that we're going to be putting in there is just going to be an expansion of what the elementary school already has. Allen and William Arnold City School Park, which is pretty bare because it's a newer park. So we're going to kind of take up some of that space near the restroom facilities. And we're going to be putting in some pollinator gardens there. The DRC, the Development and Research Center, I was told that there was interest in the past to put some kind of butterfly pollinator garden. I talked to Adolfo Garcia about it recently, and he's all for it. So we're going to kind of establish wetland habitat because they do have those 2 retention ponds. And you don't see that too often down here because a lot of the canal systems that we've built historically, they've removed a lot of that wetland habitat. So it'd be really cool to kind of have that around one of our buildings. So it brings a lot of unique things in. The next thing is obviously the Pharr Vanguard Academy Nature and Birding Center. In its construction, a lot of that native habitat was taken down, or there's already invasive species coming in. We want to get rid of those and put stuff that's supposed to be here that will attract more wildlife, maybe even some rarities in terms of birds. That brings a lot of people to the valley. And then finally, we do have that property along Hall Acres. It's nearly 30 acres. We're finalizing the purchase of the last piece of it. But that's going to be the biggest project. That one will probably get started this year, and that'll be like a longer project, a little bit more extended. My initially proposed timelines were going to be fall of 2022 for the first 4 sites because they're much smaller and it's a little bit easier to get the plants that we need from native plant nurseries. Whereas the Hall Acres Nature Park, it's a little bit up in the air, but we're planning on restoring about 11 acres of that property, which is going to be a lot of manpower and hands-on. So my vision for this is to obviously coordinate behind the scenes, get everything that we need, and take inspiration from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. They do a yearly event called Rio Reforestation. I don't know if any of y'all have been, or maybe y'all back here. It's a really, really cool event. It is the most beautifully coordinated thing I've ever seen. They basically get a tract of 20 acres on property northeast of Edinburgh. And in one morning, they get about 500-600 people out and they plant those 20 acres. Now, this is going to be much smaller, but that's a photo of what Rio Reforestation looks like. You can see those canopies where they're giving out like really cool like U.S. Fish and Wildlife swag, snacks, water bottles, things like that. They give you a crate of plants. You go down the line that they've already tilled and you plant them. So again, that's like a really pretty image of what I have in my head. But much smaller scale, I intend on reaching out to local schools and other volunteer groups to assist with this restoration project that's being funded by the National Wildlife Federation. It's a big one, but do you guys have any questions about that? There's a lot of information.
When do you expect to do that?
We're expecting to start site preparation in the months of August and September. It's still too hot to plant in those months. And then as we move into October, I know we tend to have like Halloween events and things going on. So I don't want to take away too much manpower. So that will be more preparing the soil so that way we're not in anyone's way or we don't get our plants trampled. And then November, December is around the time that I intend on planting. And the same would go for the following year for that larger site once we finalize the purchase of the 30 acres. Any other questions? Awesome. And one more thing that I'm very excited about is the local native plant nursery that I'm working with. The owner is actually a Pharr native, and he has a lot of interest in the educational aspect. So he would love to kind of be out there with me to tell the kids why they're, or, you know, adults, sometimes we got to learn too, why they're doing what they're doing, why it's important. And the mission of doing this. And they're also, the NWF is offering funding for like signage and things like that. So those can get weirdly expensive really fast. So that'll be nice to have.
That part, on Hall Acres, what part of Hall Acres, if we're going on Cage, is it to the east or the west of Cage?
You're asking me for my worst skill, which is those cardinal directions.
Right, left.
Right or left?
Kennedy.
It's next
Yeah,
to, it's
it's
next to
east.
Kennedy,
It's
yes,
east,
right
yeah.
next to it. That
Okay,
apartment
so it's
complex.
over there by the
It's-
Hidalgo
Across
the street.
County, the
Across
Hidalgo
the street from
County
Kennedy.
office.
Yes,
It's right
it's
next
right
to it.
next to
Oh,
Palmer
right.
Elementary.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Isaac Escobedo is right.
Okay, now I know where we're at.
Yeah, so
Got it.
that'll be the biggest one and it'll move a bit slower, but those other 4 sites will hopefully knock out this year. Alrighty then. And the last thing is, I've noticed when I tell people I'm an urban ecologist, my last job title was garden nursery coordinator, which was more descriptive. People are like, well, what does an urban ecologist do? And I'm like, well, you can do one of 2 things, focus on programming or focus on data collection. So I want to kind of find a balance and I want to collect data to present to people when it's necessary as to like why what I do is important and why this is meaningful. So one of the small things that I'm doing are bird counts each week at the Nature and Birding Center. I go in with an application put out by Cornell University and I observe what birds are there. Sounds simple, it's pretty relaxing, but it is really important. And on top of that, I am starting to kind of collect native plant seed to spread in other parts of the park. But another reason why I'm doing bird counts is because that application that I use kind of puts our nature center on the map for other birders. So ecotourism and kind of putting money back into our economy in that aspect is important. So the more bird counts I do, the more people know about it, the more site visitation we'll get in the near future, hopefully. It's not the season. I'm getting like 15 to 20 species each week, but I do see something new each week, which is really cool. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm recounting the trees on all of our parks and city buildings for our Tree City USA proclamation, excuse me. I just want to make sure I have all that data accurate. I'm missing some things and I just want to make sure it's all correct. And then I was introduced to this really cool software called iTree Canopy by McAllen's Urban Ecologist. And it's basically a software that works with the GIS system, ArcGIS, and you tell the system what a data point is in a given boundary, and the system kind of continues receiving that data from you, and it'll tell you what the tree canopy coverage is of the area, and it'll tell you the economic benefit of that tree canopy coverage, which will be really cool to know and have that information in the future. And then finally, related to the bird counts, there's another application called iNaturalist, which is a way to put in species data and information as it relates to our nature park here. And that photo is a little groove-billed Ani that I took a photo of through binoculars at the nature park. So if you want to see something cool, you can go see him. He hangs out by the restroom and he'll talk to you if you look at him. So yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. I'm sorry I talk a lot. I just really like what I do. But if you guys have any questions, let me know.
Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Good evening, guys. Sean Martin, Athletic Supervisor. So right now what I have going on is the first round of the Little Hot Shots camp, basketball camp. It's going on for the month of June up until June 30th. It's happening there at the DRC. This is for the 5-year-olds through 8-year-olds for the little basketball courts that we use there. I also have right now going on the high school girls basketball league. They're having that. They're at the Southwest High School. They play Mondays and Wednesdays. And that should go on up until I'm planning to have the tournament July 9th. July 9th on a Saturday should be an all morning into early afternoon tournament for them. And after that, I'm going to have the Little Hot Shots Part 2, the second camp for the 9-year-old to 12-year-olds. That's going to be over at Liberty Middle School. them. I chose there because they can already use the 10-foot rims. That way I don't have to transport any basketball courts anywhere. They were in, Liberty was nice enough to let me the gym this summer. And they will be starting July 6th up until July 28th. So for now, for the summer, that's all I have going on. Any questions? Mine was short and sweet compared to what I just came up after.
And this is with the after-school programs. Like I know they have enrichment camps. The district does.
Right,
So this is completely, well, of course, just the basketball, but
right. Yeah, this is
is that the only reason why? Or
what's that? The reason why what?
as far as we're not doing anything else other than that? Because I mean, didn't we at one time, or I don't know if it was a school district, have the open gym?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's because of the enrichment camp. Yeah, they've
okay.
been, they're using their courts and their gyms for all that. So we weren't able to do much there in the month
Okay.
of June. Yes, sir.
No, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
Just to add on to that, Coach, the open gyms was a PSJ program too, so we had staff assist with the open gyms.
Oh, okay.
So I want to say maybe the enrichment camps kind of covers the open gym aspect as well.
Yes.
Okay, Adam Diaz came back to do this TAP program. We do have a track. We have 103 kids that are participating. We do have a track meet tomorrow and Friday. So if y'all are interested in coming, we will have a track meet tomorrow and Friday. Tennis, we have 74 kids. Golf, we have 31. In swimming, we have 100. And again, in swimming, we do have a swim meet every Saturday. And this Saturday, we'll be in Mission. We'll be in Mission this Saturday. And so hopefully we do awesome too. We also have a Pharr Fit strength conditioning. And we have 20 kids for that program. Do you have any questions for TAF?
They're just divided by age group. Is that?
Yes. We track, I don't know how young, 6 maybe? 6, yeah, track. I think it goes from 6 to about 18, I think is where we do the cutoff. So it's and then the competition, they're all divided into different age groups.
Good evening, Abel Molina. I'm the after-school program supervisor. Just to touch bases really quick on the after-school program, the last day of the program was June 2nd, due to PSJ having a release on June 3rd. So we had a little bit over 300 kids enrolled in the program for the 2021-2022 session. So the numbers are definitely growing back to normal, as we would say, because we had a little bit over 500 students register for the program in previous years. We're shooting for pre-registration for the fall and spring semester. We're hoping to open it up by July 5th. I know there's a lot of parents reaching out to me, asking me if they can register already because they really enjoy the program. So, but I informed them that, hold off until July 5th. So, and our first day of class for the 2022-23 semester is going to be August 22nd. So we're going off that, hopefully. So is there any questions on that program?
No. I know there's a lot of teachers that are interested in it.
Yeah.
Because of the kids staying after school, being supervised, and that's a very good program.
Okay. So, wait.
Introduce the item.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That concludes item B. Now we can go on.
Item C, status report with a city and upcoming events.
Okay, so for upcoming events for the summer, we try to book every weekend for summer to have a special event for Parks and Rec. So I think we're going to manage. So just to, Adam, I can touch bases on the kickoff party that we had Saturday, June 4th. Our next event at the pool is going to be next weekend, June 25th. We're going to show Shrek 2, and tickets will be free, of course, and they will be released on June 20th. So Monday at the Parks and Recreation office, you can pick up your free tickets to the aquatic center. The gates open at 7:30, so it should be pretty fun. And then we have 2 more scheduled for July 23rd and August 8th. And in between that, we have a pool party scheduled for July 18th and 16th. I can't see that. Sorry. So July 16th, it's going to be a pool party for dogs. We're looking to pass out tickets for that event on July 1st, I believe. And I guess just to give a little description, it's basically a party for dogs. So residents can bring their dogs, and we're going to have a big party for them. They're going to be able to jump in the pool. We're going to have photo opportunities. We're going to have treats for them. So we're looking to do that. So hopefully it's a big hit here in Pharr. And then to end the aquatic center, the last day of the aquatic center is scheduled for August 28th, and we are going to have our second annual Splashapalooza event, which is it's another big party that we do. We have competitions. We have like kayak races. We have dance competitions. We have water balloon fights and all that stuff. We have a live band as well for that event there. So those are the scheduled dates for the aquatic center summer events. And then for our upcoming Parks and Recreation events, we have our movies in the park. This Saturday at Jones Box Park, we are going to show Clifford, the Big Red Dog. So that movie starts at sunset. So it's about 8:20, 8:30 when the movie starts. And of course, like always, it's a free event, and we do give out free popcorn for those. And then we have a few scheduled for Friday nights. We're going to have movies at Downtown Park. So in conjunction with the food trucks that are there, we blow up the inflatable screen, and we have free movies scheduled for those. So there's something for everybody to do on a Friday night if they have no plans. And then we have a scheduled classic car cruise in, and that's we're inviting all classic cars in the valley to come by the parks office and park, and we're going to show a classic car movie for them. So there's that event. And then we have 2 scheduled caffeine and gasoline events, which is a Sunday morning, kind of a Sunday morning car show. So I know we did it one time, and a lot of the car enthusiasts that came out, they really enjoyed it because we offered free coffee and free donuts to the attendees that brought their own cars. And we kind of just play music in the parking lot, and the event ends around 11 a.m. So it's an early morning car show. So that one's should be pretty popular to have. And then we are going to try to have a Back to the Future festival, and that's going to be a strictly 80s and 90s festival. I am talking with Chamber of Commerce. We're going to try doing a conjunction for their, I think they have market days. So we're going to try doing it actually here at Downtown Park, just because we do feel like it's going to be a pretty big event. So that one's scheduled on July 30th on a Saturday, and we're looking to do that one probably in the evening. So that's what we have for summer events. And of course, if you guys haven't heard, we are having our Independence Day Festival July 2nd, 2022, and that's going to be hosted at Arnold School Park. And the event starts at 6 p.m. and ends at 10 with a live fireworks showing. So
Are we going to have the fireworks on the north side and south side, or?
it's going to be on both sides. So
Both sides.
yeah, they're going to launch, I think, the north side at, I believe, Raiders
Dr.
or Dr. Long Park. And then the south side, I believe they're going to launch them from the
Las Mipas Road.
Las Milpas Road. Yeah.
From where?
East Las Mipas Road.
So yeah, we got a lot of things to do in the summer. So any other questions on that? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Added on the events. Item D, board members, any comments? Anything?
Well, I just think y'all are doing a great job considering all the things that are coming and up and coming. I mean,
Busy summer.
definitely busy summer. And just keep up the good work. I mean, just getting everyone involved in one aspect or the other with the, from parks to camps that they have. My only question, Isaac, and I don't, just the safety of the people that are going to these camps. Is the staff aware of, I guess, the protocol because of recent events?
Yes, sir.
And-
We actually, all staff, we took a active shooter training this past Friday.
Awesome.
It was very informative, and staff from us directors and supervisors to the part-time staff all attended it. Very informative. Our Pharr Police Department conducted the training, and it was awesome. It was great. We also have our supervisors that CPR certify all
Yeah,
our
the-
part-timers as well. And another safety precaution we do take, like for our recreation camp, since it is an all-day camp that kids will be there, we do have a armed security guard on site,
Great.
and we have all doors locked at all times. You can only get in with the access control badge.
No, definitely. That gives the parents a peace of mind.
For sure.
No, that's good to know. Awesome. Being proactive instead of reactive. Great. No, I mean, just keep doing a great job that y'all are doing. I mean, this is just proof right here with all the activities that we got going on. I mean, awesome.
Anything else? Item D, that was item D, I'm sorry. Item number 3, adjournment. Any motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Can I get a second? Motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Meeting's over.